Let's step into the very basic question. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem, self-esteem is the perception that you have of yourself, how you view or see yourself. Self-esteem is how well you respect and value yourself. So the health of your self-esteem matters. How you see yourself, how well you respect and value yourself, it matters. It impacts just about everything, which we're going to talk more about. So that's the basic definition of self-esteem. How you see yourself, how well you respect and value yourself. What makes up your self-esteem? So here are 6 general overarching sort of concepts or ideas, and we're going to dive into each of these more in depth as we go throughout this process. But one part that makes up your self-esteem is, do you have clarity about your purpose? So it could be an overarching life purpose, or it could be specifically for this season in your life. Do you know what your purpose is? How self-confident are you? That has a huge impact on how you perceive yourself. What is your identity? Who are you? This piece we're going to talk more about next week. But do you have clarity about your identity? This makes a big difference in treating yourself with respect and valuing yourself. Do you have a sense of belonging? Do you have a place or places where you know you are loved and accepted for authentically who you are? How strong is your sense of belonging? How competent do you feel? So in things that you enjoy doing, in things that are required for work, in social interactions, in the different roles and functions that you have in life, how competent do you feel in your ability to show up and do those things well? And how aligned are you? So this goes back to that piece of our choices. The more our choices are in alignment with our values, the higher, or the healthier, I should say, the healthier our self-esteem will be. So these are the components that make up your self-esteem. And we've come to your first assignment. So in the email that I've sent you, you will see the pre-assessment. So I want you to take a few minutes to complete that pre-assessment. In the pre-assessment, you're going to be asked questions and then answer using a scaling question or a scaling answer. So what that means is the scale goes from 1 to 10. And I just want you to pick a number along that scale that most matches, if you're considering the last 3 months, how well or where you would land on that scale. So for instance, one of the questions is, when you receive a compliment, and at one end of the scale, it's going to be, I genuinely, sincerely accept that compliment and share my joy. Like if someone compliments something I'm wearing, I genuinely say, thank you. Here's what I love about this, or here's where I found it. You share the joy in what you've been complimented on. So that would be a 10, right? And a 1 would be, I might say thank you, but in my head, I'm like, I can't believe you like this. Or we might actually say out loud, oh, this thing? No, it's so on one end, you're authentically accepting and expressing joy, and on the other end, you're rejecting the compliment in some way. And so you would think about over the last 3 months, when someone sees me, acknowledges me, compliments me, on that scale of 1 to 10, how would so it might be a 4, it might be a 7. Again, just pick your number, a number between 1 and 10, and make note of it. You can write it down, or you can just make note of it. When you complete the pre-assessment, I want you to email me your answers. So just in an email, number the questions, and then put your number 1 through 10 for each one of the questions. And that is your first assignment.